Now, a family of Cambridge United fans has raised a third of the money they need to pay for a new type of treatment for an extremely rare disease. Verity Grainger and her sister both have a really rare genetic condition called MNGIE, MNGIE. Their older sister, Gail, died from the same disease a couple of years back. She was only 42. Verity and her husband, Josh, are here now. Good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Lovely to have you on the show again. Verity, we first met about a year ago, I think. How are you doing now?
Oh, yeah, you can probably hear from my voice that I'm not in the best shape at the minute, but I'm doing okay. This is a side effect of some of the medication I'm on, and I've had a few new symptoms, but I'm still plodding on. So yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Just remind us what the condition is.
So it's a condition that impacts pretty much all of my body. So it affects my digestive system. I now suffer from neuropathy as well, which gives me intense pain in my feet. So it's made walking a little bit trickier. It makes me more susceptible to other illnesses. So I've had a lot of lung issues recently as well. So it sort of impacts everything.
It's quite a lot to deal with, isn't it?
Yep, yeah, it definitely is. But we keep fighting, and we're trying our best to raise the profile of people with rare diseases, and trying to find a way to have some hope that there might be a cure eventually out there.
And it is Rare Diseases Day today. Around 200 people worldwide known to have MNGIE, 200 across the whole planet. That in itself must be quite a strange feeling when you're one of those few.
Yeah, and it's been quite interesting in the last year. A lot of people from all over the world, they've seen my story or got in touch, and I think we've had maybe between 5 and 10 people get in touch who have MNGIE. So it's quite, it's sort of connected us to that kind of global network of people. But it's such a small number, that's the hard thing about trying to raise this money alone.
Is it helpful having those connections to other people, even if they're only digital connections, who have the same condition as you?
I guess in some ways it's nice, but also it can bring back the reality of just how brutal this disease is. When you hear how much other people are suffering, or who they've lost. Sometimes it's people getting in touch saying they've lost their child to it. So yeah, it's helpful in a way, but can also be quite scary.
And Josh, your husband's with you. Josh, how are you? Because seeing someone who you love suffering is its own type of pain.
Yeah, it's very difficult because there's a lot of physical changes, and you can see it happening right in front of your eyes. So yeah, to the person you love more than anyone, it's just it's quite crippling. But I think if that's all you focus on, then you can't move forward and you can't enjoy times as a family. So we're made of pretty tough stuff, and we keep soldiering on and keep fighting this and keep seeking treatment. That's where we're at.
So talk about the treatment which is available and the kind of treatment that you hope you might be able to get, both for Verity and for her sister.
So what we're raising money for is enzyme replacement therapy, which is essentially this condition causes you either have a deficiency or missing a specific enzyme. And the therapy essentially takes the patient's blood and encapsulates that enzyme within the blood and then puts it back, allowing the patients to perform the bodies to perform the function that they can't on their own. And that would only be a stopgap. It would buy us time, buy sufferers time. So basically, so the body doesn't degenerate more. So they're strong enough to, in the future, if a permanent cure becomes available or something more substantial, then they're able to take that route. But that's kind of where we're at.
I guess long term, And the researchers who look into these things, a cure or even something preventative has to be the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings of gene therapy. Obviously, there's lots of different situations in which that could be used, and this is one of them. Gene therapy, or obviously, the only thing we've been offered is bone marrow transplantation, which we've actually been advised against by the specialist because it's just so much. There's so little data on it, and the data there is available is grim. And then I've heard recently of a few MNGIE patients who have had liver transplants as well, which seems to halt the disease, but not the gastrointestinal parts of the disease for some reason. But again, the research is so limited that they don't understand why that is. But yeah.
Right. So you're grappling with all that sort of uncertainty and complication, as well as the day-to-day symptoms and the impact it has on your family. And Verity, I know that you've been fundraising, and everyone around you has also been fundraising to pay for this kind of enzyme replacement treatment. How much have you managed to raise?
So we're at 175,000, which is just incredible. So many really generous people, maybe people I've taught, friends, family, just everything. I'm so lucky to have so many people that all do so much to try and help me. So very lucky.
What kind of fundraisers have there been?
We've had ultramarathons, we've had climbing the 3 peaks in 24 hours, we've had people cutting their hair, beard shaves.
Fundraising nights, haven't we?
Fundraising nights, book sales. The Kevin Beattie's Foundation have done a lot of little events for us. It's been amazing.
It clearly means a huge amount to you that people are going out of their way to try and help. There's still some way to go, isn't there, Josh?
Yeah. Obviously, 175,000 is a huge sum, but we continue to push forward because our goal is massive. Like, we need to reach it. It's a hell of a lot of money, and we just keep pushing, really. And all these all these events and all these individuals that are helping us in their own fundraisers, it is incredibly important for us to reach that target, and it's really helpful. So we're very, very thankful.
Is the target still the 500,000?
Yeah, that's still the target. And for every person who's shared our story on social media or anywhere like that, it really does make a difference, because people who we've never met, never spoken to, have reached out and been incredibly generous. So for every share, it can make a massive difference.
And like I mentioned to you on the phone, Dottie, 500,000 it is, but it's frustrating because Just Giving doesn't allow crowdfunders to combine totals. So we actually have quite a significant sum offline. So every time I post a total, it's including that, but then the online doesn't reflect that necessarily.
Okay, so you are kind of a third of the way there. And it's such a huge target, isn't it? And the stakes are so high, and you know just how high the stakes are, Verity. You've already lost your poor sister to this condition. I just wonder how you manage that, psychologically. How do you deal with it in life?
You have to look at life in a positive spin. You can't just focus on what could go wrong, because everyone has things that could go wrong. So, Gail was incredible. She was, bright. She was funny. She was amazing. And I just focus on how lucky I was to have her as a sister.
Well, thank you for coming on the show and talking about what you're doing and how you are. If you'd like to donate, then there is the online fundraising page. Search for Just Giving Verity Grainger. I've tried it myself, and that form of words, Just Giving Verity Grainger, will get you to the right place. Josh, Verity, I wish you the very, very best, and do keep in touch, won't you?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Bye.
They are Cambridge United fans, long-time Cambridge United fans, Josh and Verity Grainger. Just Giving Verity Grainger, once again, the thing that you need to search for online. Just